Here we are, Pullcaster Podcast at Challenge at CalSpeed. David Cole.
Yeah. Hello.
Thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. I don't know if we actually have any live action going on the internet, but at least we're recording right now.
We're recording.
Pretending like we know what the hell we're doing.
As long as you're recording audio, that's all that matters. Because my face and I'm not good on the video.
It's
that's
real
why
bad.
we decided to just do a podcast. Yeah.
I understand you two for sure. I mean, come on, I'm just staring at you right now. It's,
Yeah.
He's cried.
It's like how could the photos just take a big crap Saturday and Sunday? He's bloody blind at this point.
well, I'm just glad you guys wear helmets all the time.
Real life.
David looks the best when he's got the In-N-Out burger right in front of his face. Because it's covering about half of it. So
I tell you what, it's that period between February 2020 till last month in Phoenix was a long time. It was torture.
Yeah,
what is the furthest, or excuse me, the closest In-N-Out to you?
The closest In-N-Out would be Austin, Texas.
Wow.
Maybe now Houston, because Houston has one, so I don't know the actual mileage on that. But
You're thinking
the
about
state of
testing
Texas.
I actually have family in Houston, so that works out. Austin has Circuit of the Americas, so that's a great place to go visit. Not to mention barbecue capital of the world. So
Heard good things about it. Haven't made my way out there yet.
Austin's a cool place. We went and did the Lancaster Grand Prix street race that they had there a few years back. That Lancaster is where you want to go for barbecue, really. They have Black's and a couple other places that where literally they open up, people are lined up out the door before they're even open just to get the food there.
I think just because we're talking about food, Colorado had a big line when they first opened up
for the In-N-Out, yes.
Yeah, that thing was, I don't know, a few blocks long.
Yes.
But David went there to go get In-N-Out. He's like, I'll be the first one.
I
Scratch off the list.
You thought
believe
about
me,
it.
if I had frequent flyer miles to go anywhere in the world, I would have done that probably.
Nice.
But the wait is long.
EKN can handle it.
He's like, the rental car would have got me. I can't do that.
All right, so we're here at Challenge here. We got our first live on location thing going on. David and eKarting News, thanks for hanging out with us a little bit, jumping this thing off. We're still playing around with the live thing. Sean Buur is actually our tech guy. We played with this last night, and it seemed like it worked. It seemed like we had a little program, but right now it seems like it's just giving us the finger.
Yeah.
Big one, too.
Yeah, well, it happens. So it is recording.
Well,
I do see the red light on. Yeah. The red light district is on.
Nice. Yeah. Well, hey, if you wanted to see it live, you should have been here, I guess.
Yeah.
Should have been at Challenge. And speaking of should have been at Challenge, record numbers in the Paddock Insider, I know you threw on the ekartingnews.com record numbers. What was the official number at the end of the day?
Well, we had me and Shelby Jocelyn, the official timing and scoring personnel, had some issues going back and forth. She had her number, I had my number. She didn't tell me about somebody moving to a different class, so that kind of moved things around.
Yeah.
The official number 147. So that's the new
147.
record.
That's
a new
awesome.
record.
By the way,
awesome.
I love how you're arguing about with the official score about what the number is.
Well, I like to tell a lot of people how to do their job. Rob tells me how to do my job all the time. So
I guess it's just being passed on then.
But the great thing is Shelby's awesome. She's great at what she does, and she loves it when we harass her a lot about her job.
That's actually why
true.
she shows up. She's told me, the only reason why I do karting scoring is because I get just constant negative feedback.
She never gets it at home, right? She never gets it at home because you live with a race director, right?
Yeah.
Or used to could.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But so
we're talking about Cameron, right?
Nice. 147
I'm sure Cameron's
entries.
here pulling his hair out in the trailer still.
Yeah, doing data or something.
Yeah, data.
147 entries for Challenge is pretty badass. Obviously, it's been getting better and better with the rock stuff and moving on up in every category that we have seen, really. I mean, I think every single class had growth. With the exception of the water-cooled stuff, which has been basically a talking point as to why that is not happening, and I don't think anybody really has an answer for it.
Yeah, there's really not an answer other than the fact that the drivers that were in that category just aren't racing anymore, or are doing something else. And your junior drivers, rather than moving up to the 125, the GP engine, they're just sticking to the 100cc. It's just our sport's very cyclical. Where 100cc was really cool back in the day, and then it was now all the tag stuff. Now it's kind of going back to 100cc stuff because it's just a simpler package. It's easier to drive, and less wear and tear, less cost. So it's a harder tire. You're only spending for one set of tires rather than two. So, cost factor is part of it. Maintenance is part of it, and just overall experience. I think is.
You could almost say everything is less except for the racing.
Yeah, exactly.
The racing is, I would argue, more.
It's probably more competitive, yes, because right. You look at the 125 categories. No matter where you are, you got your Ryan Norbergs, and your Connor Zillage and your Brandon Jarza-Cracks. I know there are a lot of East Coast guys, but here you have Oliver Calvo and Jake Drew, like they were the studs last year, and the competitiveness is still phenomenal.
Right. I mean, I think that's regardless of what class is being popular at the time, the talent level right now this weekend is very, very high.
Every category,
exactly,
right.
Regardless of the class you're in.
Yeah.
And kind of going to that point, I asked you before we went on, like who is fast times in the final session. We had 2 time sessions in the afternoon. There's 5 total on the day. Session 4 mandatory, but then session 5 is kind of that hot pit, that last chance to kind of see what you got for qualifying or whatever. And I know you got the rundown, you take all the pictures and stuff like that. I mean, it's basically only you taking pictures as far as I understand. You take the best pictures?
Cody Schindel.
I apologize.
News does a great job.
But that's about it.
Sells the photos.
You and CKN is basically it, right?
Sean Buur does nothing. Yeah.
We're still waiting on the live video.
We can talk the crap about him because he's screwing this up, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But for sure, there's going to be some top talent, and it's not just the top times. You got top 10 that you posted all day, right?
Yeah, we typically post the top 10 all day long, and we do only the last session on Friday, and then of course throughout the weekend we do the top 10s from qualifying to the final. So.
Hey boys.
It's
Jimmy
Gregory.
Jimmy's gonna play a little tunes while we're talking.
He's gonna serenade us.
We gotta bring the soul back. Rock and roll, And if you're gonna be a rocker here, rockin', then I guess what you gotta do is you gotta be a rocker, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
And karting needs a little bit of soul into rock and roll, right? So with that being said, it's both family and friends, isn't it, Dave?
It is family and friends.
Okay, here.
There we go.
Mostly friends.
I thought he was going to pull out clippers and get us right now.
Well, that's why I was looking behind me. I'm like, please don't shave my head.
Than having, but we're done racing, right?
Fair enough.
For today.
For today. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun.
There we go.
Jimmy Gregory.
The fastest guy on the side of the track here.
Easy.
Right here.
We haven't gotten to the times, mate. I think you're going to see it's not me.
No, it's not him. No.
With this being said, right, I'd like to give you guys a salute because I got to say this. I've been down here now for 4 years, starting in this rock series. I don't have a lot of experience. I'm an old man, right? But I enjoy what I've learned and the hospitality you guys all bring to this sport. And you make it fun, a family event, and we are a family.
Yep, karting is a family.
To that, boys.
Appreciate it, man.
Cheers.
Cheers to Jimmy. Cheers to the Full Caster podcast.
Right. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Cheers to EKN and everybody else.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All the cheers.
Hi. Challenge of Americas.
I'm not going nuts like you guys.
Yeah, man.
I can't do it.
Well,
I'm
that's
just a wee little
why you're not P1 this weekend.
There's a lot of reasons why. It's all me.
that's
So
what
who do you want to talk
sign me
about?
up.
What class do you want to talk about first?
Well,
do you want to talk about the biggest?
I'll let you kind of take
The largest
Jimmy,
category.
I'll get you on later if you want to get on the actual mic so we can actually hear you better. We can hear you okay, but nobody else can really hear
We'll get you on the mic here, Jimmy, in a little bit.
Do you want to do that?
Whatever you guys like.
All right.
I just come to salute you guys.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it. And you're the prettiest face on the entire squad here. We got
I love you guys.
Well, he's got the best haircut.
Easily.
Hey,
Easily.
I'm sorry,
I mean-
but I bring Axl Rose with me. But, unfortunately, his sandwich was getting cold.
Jimmy, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Absolutely. David, again, we were talking about fast times. Whatever you want to go with first, but let's definitely highlight everybody who was top of the charts.
You were talking about how the 100cc senior category is going to be big, and competitive.
And splitting
And-
into two groups for the final session, right?
We should ask the guy who's in the class, right? Tell us what it's like.
Yeah, 100cc senior. How is 100cc senior Derek Escabel?
Man, honestly, after the first track, the first session I got to do today, because I didn't practice all week, the first session today I got off, I'm like, that track is crowded. You're always around somebody.
How many? 33?
32.
32. So, yeah, I mean.
31 and Derek.
30.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
Oh, man.
But, no, Grande is a big track, and for Grande to feel crowded, that's saying something.
For sure.
And I believe I didn't really care because I don't think I'm going to make a difference tomorrow. But I think they're going to split up the quality groups into faster than slower.
I think that's what they were going off of on that last time session today.
Correct.
Right?
And then everyone's going to be in the standard race session together.
If they do an even split, it'll be 16 and 16. So
that is half of 32.
Yeah. I do have a math degree.
Well, I'm happy you were here to do it. They don't rely on me for the numbers.
All right, so we kick things off with 100cc senior. Who's at the sharp end of that? And again, you have the top 10.
I put race monitor up so I can get everybody so we can look at see where
Sean.
Derek
I see what you did
actually
there.
is
Nice.
in the order.
We actually,
I can't wait to go back to iRacing, David, where it's just the 8 of us, and it's us for a top 5.
It's great. It's great racing. A walk-up entry. Jake Drew was not on the pre-entry list. Jake Drew came out. It came out late. It was a late run on his 10th lap of the session. Obviously, you have the 12-minute or 17 minutes open hot pit. You don't have to go out right away. You can wait. A lot of drivers did, such as Liam Lech, who was second, and Macy Williams, who was fourth. So they elected to wait. They did 11 laps and 6 laps. So that's the one thing about this category is the tire being the harder tire. Well, it's the same tire actually. It's not the harder
for everybody,
tire, but it's the one set all weekend long. So we'll see how tire management goes throughout the weekend here. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, with the new tire, we've never had it on this racetrack.
Well, actually, just to add to that point, I mean, it was this is the first time that we've had the Levanto tire is the only tire on the course for like several days, right? And it's obviously day 3
because they've used it at Tri-C where they have different brands, right?
It would be
a little bit like the
shifters have the Levanto. Everyone else is on the Hoosiers.
Okay,
so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and the Hoosiers are a softer, grippier tire. So I think they're going to be the dominant. Rubber. Point is that there's no other rubber on course at this point except for the Levanto, and all classes have it. So I do think it's a scenario where, and the grip is very high. If anybody's out there going, man, I'm loose, something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
There's a lot of grip, and it's all the same rubber on course, regardless of the scenario. So to your point about the management, we're not talking about Phoenix, where it's very, very abrasive. Here it lays it down, and we already saw a lot of people on 2 wheels.
Yeah. Saw that
in what categories? Because, again, I'm not watching everybody.
Well, actually, it happened right in front of Derek.
Were you on 2 wheels in 26?
Believe it or not, you can go that slow and still get on 2 wheels.
Right.
Yeah, but it's mostly Contino. No, that corner's getting a few people.
Okay.
In the second session out, Daniel Eaton got on 2 wheels and damn near could lick the ground if he wanted to in a horseshoe. I'm surprised he landed that on all 4. But yeah, quite a bit of bicycling going on in the single speed stuff for sure, I think.
Yeah, I think it's probably the most grip. I'm not going to say rubber laid down, but probably the most grip we've had since Pro Kart last June, or 2 Junes ago. 2019, we had Pro Kart here, and it was stacked with the MG rubber, or the Avinco rubber.
Correct, yeah.
And it was pretty damn grippy there. But regardless, grip high. Times are very fast. I got to assume track records are plummeting.
And part of that probably is the amount of shifter drivers that we have here. They actually, they lay down a lot of rubber.
For sure.
You got 23 in the senior category, and we have a new track record so far, unofficial, because obviously it's not qualifying, so we can't call it that yet.
Right.
But Kyle Wick laid down a 49.634 today.
And the last, he actually holds the record going in.
So he was quicker by what was the total he put down last month or this month? It was I wrote it down in the preview. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I talked to him earlier today, and he said, yeah, I think we're going to be quicker than what it was February. Obviously the track conditions are better, like you said. More rubber's been laid down. So
now just to add to that real quick, on the Master side, the 100cc Masters. I mean, Brian Phillipson had the track record coming in with the Hoosier tire, which is softer. Mm-hmm. I mean, different crap going on during that weekend at Tri-C, but he was at a 55.9 and he had the record, and we were at least 3/4 second faster there.
Well, we'll go right to that category, 55.2 by Brett Harrelson. So that was the quick time in that session. You were 4th with a 55.3, so you got just a little bit of work to do.
Just
there.
a wee bit to go. Yes, not so good. But
that class is going to be tight.
Awesome.
With the four of you. You got Harrelson, Phillipson, Carlos Calderon, but you can't count out Tim Meyer, Meyer, and so it should be a good fight in that category for sure.
Yeah, and I think there's a few other cats that as the weekend goes on, I think we're gonna probably talk about that a little bit more. Or you will probably talk
Preston
about
Newberry.
That.
He's on it.
Yeah,
he just needs a couple more tenths, and he's right up there with you guys. So.
The one thing I'll point out too about that is with the amount of grip, I think that's the change, or maybe the separation, is if you've run here before, there's that.
Yes.
If you've run here before with this kind of grip, there's that.
Yeah.
So you get a chance to it's so easy to go in too hard and now you're up on two, or go past the rubber or whatever you want to call it. So there's
driving the wrong way over the rubber.
Yeah,
right.
Instead of going into it. Yeah.
It's a bit of a challenge, and actually Derek brought it up. Going into Contino, that's a two-wheel scenario, and going down into Scandi before the hairpin, that is also a two-wheel scenario for sure. So anyway, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for everybody, but
that's something that's new, because not a lot of people outside the locals have raced this direction. They've always done the other direction, especially for challenge.
The last time we actually had it with this kind of level of grip would probably be Pro Tour
race, but
Pro
even
Tour
it rained
Friday.
that weekend.
Pro Tour Friday was actually some of the track records are left over from that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's interesting to watch this layout, because I'm so used to the other direction. So today, trying to find places to take photos and stuff like that, but just watching the way the track is going to race, like that's kind of how that's what I kind of do on Fridays, is kind of visual, like, okay, how is this track going to race? And it seems to be a much more flowing racetrack than the other direction. The other direction's more of just like a kind of point and shoot in different areas.
On Grande Counter, which is what Challenge typically runs on, and we're kind of skipping around, but you go into it's a little bit faster and it tightens up. With Grande Clockwise, it is tight, so you get big on brakes, and then it opens up as you go.
The way track races really well. I mean,
you think so?
I like the forward direction. That kind of favors me at times, but the Grande layout's fun. There's a ton of passing opportunity here, I think.
I will say the old guys like it this direction. They say that it's easier on the body.
Oh, it is.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
You're not carrying as much speed into it. Like Contino, we're talking about. We're buckling it down. We're slowing down, and you got to deal with that first and then it goes. When you do counterclockwise, you carry all this speed and it's loaded on the ribs the entire time.
Yeah.
So for sure, it's maybe a little bit easier.
Yeah, Rob could probably handle this layout.
Him and I would be having a good race.
I got to throw him under the bus while he's not here, right?
There you go.
We're not even live, so he can't even comment.
It's okay. We'll make him listen to it, right, when you guys put it up.
Nice. So, we didn't even get. Masters, we're talking about. Harrelson is the fast guy
in 100cc. We could talk about 100cc or the Masters Rock. Derek Wang going for a third title. Won twice at Phoenix. Now sitting P1 after today, but Adam Kasich right there in second. So that'll be Kasich. Sorry, I always say the name wrong.
Me too.
I just say it how I see it. So that should be a good battle between those two.
What's the split between those guys?
It was 22 thousandths. So
wow.
Yeah, so it's tight.
Adam, come on, buddy.
Adam made some wholesale changes before that last session. He said it worked out great.
That's huge.
So we'll see, if he's able to keep that pace and
because Derek had our frickin' number in Phoenix, and
he did, and he's not typically the quickest guy here at CalSpeed either, too. So it's I think he's just kind of on his game right now, where He's got the right setup and has been able to shine. So, but again, things change once the green flag waves for racing. So we'll see what happens with that.
Absolutely.
Senior, we had I think 1, 2.
Senior Rock.
Yep, Senior Rock in the same group. 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers in that. Ryan Vincent on the Ricardo kart, setting fast time. But Liam Lech didn't go out, and neither did Macy Williams. So we'll see what happens in qualifying for that. That'll kind of shake things up.
So Lech and Williams did not go out, but
they came up late. missed the gate.
Yep. Wow,
so
man.
I thought they were just ignoring the session, and they said no. We just kind of timed it wrong, and they shut the gate on us. So.
Well, and we know both of them are going to be quick.
Yeah, they'll be
especially
in there,
Lech.
That should be a good one. I mean, Zimmer's right there too. So
did you get 1 or 2 wins? No,
got
you
both
got 2,
of them in Senior
Lech
Rock.
did.
Pretty much swept the weekend. So.
Well, yes,
if you count Senior 100,
sure.
yeah, for sure.
So Lech is going to be maybe the target person, but right
Probably in
now the
that
fast
category,
time coming from William. Who'd you have?
Macy Williams?
No.
Ryan Vincent.
Ryan Vincent. Yeah.
Ryan Vincent put down
Got
the
it.
fastest one. Yeah.
So, any other categories you want to talk about?
All of them.
All of them.
Shifter master.
everybody gets the love.
Master shifter,
Shifter
I should
Rock
say.
Master. Let me. Oh, that was.
Shifter's gonna be badass.
Oh, that's
by the
still
way.
that's still live. I
Yeah,
think,
I am excited to watch that.
Valiante, Michael Valiante on the Ital cart. Quickest there.
What's wrong with you, Ed?
He wants to get on the mic.
I don't want to get on the mic.
Andy's begging us to finish the
doesn't
story
wanna be
from the
here all day.
podcast a few weeks
It's only
ago.
been 20 minutes, mate. So,
I don't know how many minutes are we?
well, when we did the Andy Seeseman episode of the Fullcaster,
Is this one full hour show, 3 full hour show?
we're gonna not be the longest
On
thing on the
paper,
planet.
we're hoping it's about an hour, but who knows?
Once we get you on here, buddy, we're rolling.
I know. So you need another 45 minutes of David.
No. I'll be done. Wow.
We're gonna get some love to the people who are fast today,
God,
right?
David
and
just
then
gets
we will move
stomped
along.
on sometimes, and I know
Just
the pain.
text it.
Text you.
That's what Sean's job is.
By texting me, send me over.
Just text you. I am literally all over the
If you
PA. I
wanna
can just
sit-
call for you, Andy.
Can I send you over for another beverage? That'd be
There we-
fantastic.
There we go.
Another round here.
So Valiante, yes, won on round one.
Yeah, and
Sat
then
out
sat out for a rib
Sunday,
injury on
rib
Sunday.
Injury, yep.
And
Back
he's
here.
back here fast.
Yep, fast. You got to expect that. Veteran, but Quiff Quilella, right there, 86 thousandths off.
And
Ryan
he
Yop,
was a winner as well.
winner in round two.
Right.
So both winners won two. Ryan Yop won here last year, so he's sitting third. Kevin Woods, defending champion, in fourth. So
that's
that
gonna
category
be
is going to be tight. Garrett McKelvey sitting there in fifth. So
Absolutely.
Shifter,
you got a number of other
senior
drivers.
master is going to be awesome.
Yeah, how many in the class? 20
in
masters?
in masters. You have 18. Yep,
That's
and then
awesome.
the shifter category there was, I believe, I got to go back
For
to
a
it.
senior.
Yep, I got to find it.
Billy Musgrave
23.
showed up this weekend, too.
Yeah, Musgrave.
Yeah,
Yep.
So you must me roll right into senior shifter. What do you got up there?
We talked Kyle Wick setting the
Right.
track record,
New
but
track
Musgrave,
record.
I'll mention it.
Unofficially.
He's seventh.
Who?
Mike Musgrave, because he
Oh,
mentioned
okay.
Musgrave.
Really?
So that's his first time racing a rock shifter.
That's right.
Oh, got something to do.
Oh, good God. Travis Irving over here. Peeling
He just
off
wants to
one
get
of
on the show.
Maybe that's what it is.
All right.
New host.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and even though Travis and Derek are playing around with their go-karts, let's keep it rolling here, David.
What else do we need to talk about? We didn't talk about juniors at all, did we?
Well, let's finish up on your senior shifter. You have Kyle Wick with a track record, unofficially.
Unofficially.
But who's right on his heels?
Point leader Remo Raskitty, right? They're 53 thousandths off. Actually, the top three within 96 thousandths with Hunter
that's
Pickett.
awesome.
So defending champion sitting there in third.
That's awesome.
You got your current point leader in second, and then you got Kyle Wick, who sits second in the points on top of the board. So
Correct me if I'm wrong. Hunter did not run the opening rounds.
did not. No, it was did Florida Winter Tour.
Right.
Was in, I believe, was in Phoenix coaching. Was there
Right,
helping
right.
the team out, but did not race. Was scheduled to race here no matter what. So
Gotcha.
This was good. This race, and probably Sonoma being his home track.
Both shifter categories going to be
It's going to be great.
awesome.
That's
Especially
what-
if they're in full daylight, full length.
that helps. That helps because I will say last year in the dark,
It was
that
cool.
that
It was
pretty
cool looking.
It makes you want to put lights in this facility, does it not?
No. I mean, yes, that'd be brilliant.
I
It's
mean,
just so expensive.
racing in the dark here. Can you think about it? July, June,
or
August.
machismo.
There's plenty of
Summertime.
nighttime here. Yeah, we
in
get
the
it.
summertime,
Machismo.
right? It's cooler temperatures. Like right now, it's freezing when we were just sweating our asses off.
Did you say it was freezing? 'Cause
It feels like it's cold.
Aren't
It's
you
the
from
wind.
Michigan?
I am. I am. Where
Did
it's
you not
probably
leave the
like
snow?
30.
Yeah.
I'm wearing shorts. Hey, give me a break.
Really quick, Travis Irving says he has 3 minutes. Came over to shoot the S with me. Travis, you are tuning. We'll jump back into times really quick since
This
we have a
is-
guest.
Bloody favoritism.
Yeah, it is.
Also, former Fullcaster podcast guest,
Yeah.
Travis Irving.
Believe it or not, you did
I
that.
should listen to that one.
You should. Somebody should.
That's all right. So, really quick, Travis, you're tuning. You've been part of Formula for a while. You guys are now, and myself, on the GFC chassis, kind of making a strong run with that
Pull
Here-
that thing off so you can
Yeah.
actually give it to him.
Or he can sit here.
here on the SoCal area. What are you guys thinking for this weekend? I mean, you have a lot of shifters between you and Gary's tent, and a few hundred CCs, myself included, under the Formula camp. What's going on?
I mean, really, when it comes down to it. You got some of the best product underneath, pretty much in the whole paddock with the GFC karts. I mean, we've got a really good representation in Shifter Master and Tag Senior right now, and even in Cadet. And we're still developing it with the drivers. The chassis are there, and you are experiencing it. And when you got 3 guys to where they're running in the top 12, and it's a tight field in Senior, so we're really happy with it. But I think we're going to be sitting pretty nice. I mean, I might start adjusting the cart for tomorrow. It's kind of nice when you get to be here for 2-3 days and not have to make a single change,
right?
Except for telling drivers how to do the job right, and it's really performing well. I mean, Garrett McKelvey and Javier Colombo are doing a really good job in Master, so I think we're gonna have some really good results here.
I know you talked about telling drivers what to fix. I'm still waiting on that, so any minute now, just send me a letter or something. I don't know.
They'll probably get there faster than you.
Oh, that's funny.
Don't make me get my suit, Mike.
No, come on. He should be racing Masters. Let's admit. Let's admit. He
Travis
should be
Irving
racing
not in the seat
I think
pisses
David's
everybody
talking
off.
about me, actually. I wouldn't mind. That's where all my buddies are at.
Hey, actually,
I just want my cart back from Derek.
Hey,
That's where it
apparently
is.
the chassis is sold this weekend.
if Derek would just go to McDonald's a little more, or In-N-Out in this case, and gain some weight, I think you just jump into Masters if you're heavy.
Unfortunately, anytime I try to eat something, it just leaves right away. So
Don't blame
Don't blame genetics. Don't blame the genetics.
I licked a cheeseburger on Tuesday, and I'm still trying to lose the weight.
licked a cheeseburger.
Well, I'm looking forward to 30 plus. What can I say? Travis, ex-Fullcaster podcast interviewee. Thanks for joining us for a second, buddy.
No, thanks, and you know what? I really like what you guys are doing and trying to show more of what goes on behind the scenes and being a part of it, and having David Cole here, I think really gives a lot of legitimacy to what you guys do.
I'm telling you, it would have been a lot better with Howden, but we settled.
Well, no, it would have been better with Howden. I mean, we'll take the B team.
I'm better looking, at least, right? You got to admit. Come on now, I'm better looking.
You got a good haircut.
And I don't say E or boot.
Or
What's this with a boot?
So
Sorry.
less Canadian.
Sorry.
So less Canadian.
Sorry.
Thank you, guys. All right,
yeah,
I got to work on your card.
Thank
Yeah. He's not going to make any changes, Derek.
you. He's going to.
Make sure you change the nut behind the wheel.
Hey, you can pull the old comp card out of the bin that I've been borrowing.
Oh, nice.
No.
Ay. All right, so we just got done with the shifters before we were rudely interrupted.
It's a promo, right? You gotta take care of your sponsors.
How do the plug? All right.
Sponsors would be
His
nice.
sponsors, not yours.
Oh, man.
So so we talked about shifter. We've talked about senior categories. We haven't talked about junior. So
Yeah, we talked about, so Drew was fastest, right?
in 100cc.
100.
Yeah.
Who was right there with him again?
Liam Lech, right?
Liam Lech with Blake Nash, Macy Williams, and Sukas.
Yeah, and actually I want to say Sukas was right at the sharp end once again at both LAKC and Tri-C, so that's somebody who's coming on.
I love trying to hear you pronounce names because that's me speaking the
Escabebo.
English language. Exactly. Escabebo.
That you do on
A few
purpose.
extra syllables.
I always thought there was 2 B's.
Yeah.
So did I. I guess not.
I guess if you look at it, that's when it shatters. Like,
Well,
oh,
again, when you don't write the name enough, you don't know how it's spelled.
that
Fair
is true.
enough.
That is true.
I could get you to work here and do payroll. You have to write it quite a bit.
because again, he doesn't use his name on iRacing, so I can't see
God,
his
that's
name.
Right.
Heather looks good.
Yeah. Heather's a lot easier to pronounce, that's for sure.
And she crashes a lot. Let me tell you.
Yeah, or crashes others. So let's
When they
move on with
deserve
the rest of our classes here, David, so we can get Andy
Let's do junior.
home to the hotel.
2 drivers are registered in Junior Rock. Only one showed up today, Tristan Young, the Mini Rock champion last year.
That's right.
So he set the pace, obviously, in that category. Lainey Benjamin in Junior 100cc category, setting fast time in that category. She's
Winner
just on a roll.
in round 2, correct?
Round 2.
And was
not
the
the
sharp
point.
end at the first one, I believe.
It was basically a 3-driver fight,
Right.
all weekend long, and so Lainey was part of that group with Christian Cameron and Steven Eisert. Mm-hmm. So those 3 were in Phoenix racing.
Iser picking up a couple of seconds and point lead.
Point lead, yep.
Yeah.
So he's actually back in 7th after the final session.
Does he have a local track for the 3 that we're doing here, Iser?
What's that?
Does he have a local track?
I
at the
believe
circuit?
he's a Sonoma.
Oh,
okay.
So he's
his
Speed
best
Sense.
for
Yes,
last.
he's under the Speed Sense.
Okay.
Motorsports tent. So on the Esprit. So yeah, Sonoma, I assume, is his home racetrack, or at least in Northern California.
Right.
He's from there. So,
but 7th right now is not going to be indicative of.
Well, but
how
again,
fast
it's
he's
practice
gonna
day.
be.
You know,
exactly.
who cares about, right, Derek? Who cares where you are on practice day?
This is a practice motor I had on all day.
You said top 30.
Top 30, you got
26?
top 30.
Achieved it.
The only way you can go is up, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
supposedly.
Unfortunately, he got 26, so
yeah, they could be
he
ways
could go
to
the
down,
other direction.
But there's going to be a wreck. We know that.
I can't wait for that invert. That's going to be huge. God, Derek's
Wait,
time to
dirt
shine.
racing? Are we dirt racing?
P-Pig.
So yeah, Lainey Benjamin on a roll. She's looking good. Cooper O'Clair on the comp cart, second quickest in that category with Alexander Gonzalez. I don't know Alexander.
Out of the Nash tent, I believe.
Okay. So that's the top 3 in junior 100cc. We look at Mini Rock here. John Antonino.
Yep.
Quick. Won both races at Phoenix. Dominated Saturday. Came from last to first on Sunday. This is his home track.
Yeah. No.
So he's got 3 tenths. 3 tenths on the field.
Wow. But they run here all the time, and
Bakersfield,
he is bloody quick.
Yeah. So
Johnny.
Race Factory 1-2 with Gage Korn sitting there in second.
Okay.
Nico
Nice.
Serafati, last year's micro champion. We
Moving
actually have 6 champions here.
Oh, wow.
From last year. So, yeah, some of them are different categories. Some of them are coming back to repeat.
Do you count 206 champions?
No.
Well.
There was no 206 last year.
No, correct.
I'm talking challenge.
In general.
No. Who's a 206 champion?
He's like, hey,
him
this
like
one
5
time
years
I
ago?
didn't anything at all. And what else is going on in the cadet category?
Micro, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. I mean, Mini's going to be those. Would be John. I mean, that's kind of what. That's kind of setting the tone.
Right.
Micro, Ashton Woon, quickest driver today. Only 33,000 separate him and Rice Bowman. Jackson Porter only 78 thousandths off in third.
Okay, so it's very, very close on Micro. And I want to say Woon won one or 2 days, both days.
Porter won day 1 and Woon day 2.
Gotcha.
So Bowman got his first podium in Phoenix, so he's got that momentum.
Nice.
Carrying the
So those little guys at the sharp end are going to be close.
They will be.
In both cadets, we're talking about the Antonina may have a bit of an edge, but in micro it's going to be tight, and then maybe second on back it's going to be really tight.
And that was the one thing in the mini category in Phoenix. Everybody behind the lead pack was great racing. I mean, you had guys going side by side, corner after corner after corner, and giving each other room. It was
that was what I heard. Yeah, the racing was actually
great
super
racing in that
awesome.
category. Yeah, so I assume with a lot of them being this their home track. You know, you talk about Truly Adams and Rocky Moran and all those kids that typically race here all the time. So should be a good one to watch.
Yeah, the only side note to that was going to be the grip level, because no matter who you are, if you've been here a lot of times, there's only a handful of people who probably. There's not a ton. So even with the kids, especially with the way the short wheelbase is, a lot of grip can make things a little bit difficult for those guys.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Have we covered damn near everything?
That was every category.
Did we get... Yeah, I think we did.
We covered it.
I think we're pretty much dialed in.
You got to trust me on this.
Before we get him on here, and Andy Seeseman, if you're listening, go ahead and get on up here so we can get you next. David, you've already kind of talked about it in the Paddock Pass and some of the different things. What are you seeing moving forward here? What are maybe some of the storylines or whatnot that you're looking at for EKN?
Really just, how kind of the racetrack's going to race. Obviously, we're going in the direction that we've never gone, so that's going to be the one thing to watch as we get into tomorrow. Obviously, practice day, you don't know what people are doing. Some people might have a different mindset going into the last session. So, again, we only did the 2 rounds timed. I like it when we time every round.
Sure. You see
so
the progression.
We kind of see progression. Right. So that's the only negative about this program right now is we don't time every session. So if we can do that, I know that gets Shelby out of registration a little too early than what Andy wants. But but it gives you that progression kind of so what you can watch. So obviously we're going to be watching that. We're going to be watching, if the championship leaders are able to kind of keep themselves in that position. Other than that, there's really not much going on around a paddock other than just, guys trying to find the right speed. Obviously learn this tire on this racetrack. That's kind of key, obviously, with the new tire, Levanto.
Do we think this is the highest grip scenario for that tire so far?
I don't. You guys would probably know more than I would. I mean, especially you because you raced Phoenix in 2 classes. So I'm not sure what the grip level was there, and it didn't seem like it didn't seem like there was a lot of grip.
And it doesn't sound like Sonoma takes down a bunch of grip either.
Well, it's very abrasive. We're sliding around a little bit. We're definitely chewing up some tires, but I'll tell you right now, I wasn't dialing grip out like I am today.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know about the shifters or like some of the other
But again,
guys.
it was also warmer than it was in Phoenix because it was not this hot in Phoenix at all. I mean, it was more this temperature right now in Phoenix than it was throughout the day. So,
for sure. Andy would be good. Yeah, because we're really getting tired of Cole at this point.
Whatever you want to talk about, I'm game. I
Yeah.
mean, you got me on here. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You were asking me if I wanted to go first or not, and I said, if you want to get Andy done and out of here, let him go first. Yeah, but
we actually didn't want to do that just to keep him around. Like, this is a little.
I mean, he's the last one to leave the paddock. Come on, you know this.
No,
No.
we don't know that. He'll have somebody else.
When the trailer's open, come on now.
Nice, fair. But I mean, we're looking at grip level being pretty high. The one thing I want you do pay attention. You do the previews. I mean, obviously you and Rob are talking about who to watch and stuff like that. Is there anybody that's not at the sharp end right now that you think could surprise, or somebody who maybe we could? Hey, they're a little under the radar right now, regardless of class.
Oh man, under the radar. That's kind of tough. Well, it's not Derek.
Because
No, I'm under the bed, just holding on.
What's below radar?
Well,
because actually the one person I'll put out there before you maybe throw in, huge kudos to Calderon, because I don't know the last time Calderon has been down here.
I don't think you can call him under the radar because he nearly won Rock the Rio.
Well, okay, fair. I guess I'm looking at the local. I don't know the last time I've seen him at CalSpeed.
And that's part of it. Again, like we talked about, the layout. It's different. People who don't typically race here, it's new to them, so they got to learn it. And I'm sure today that's or whenever they got here, they've been learning and learning and learning. So, I don't think you can call him under the radar. I think he's Well,
and he was in the top 3,
top 4. I think he was top 4. Yeah. So
the two names that kind of stuck out to me for sure were both in shifter senior. Actually, it's Billy Musgrave. It's his from what I know, first time on the rock shifter.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
And he's gonna figure out the tire all in one day. Maybe if he's done some secret testing, I don't know. But I'll like to see how he progresses throughout the weekend, starting to figure stuff out.
To his point, hard to call him under the radar as well.
Yeah.
But he's somebody you're going to watch. There's no doubt about it.
For sure. Because I think he's going to
on your radar. He's on your radar.
He's got probably the steepest learning curve out of that field. Out of the sharp end guys.
I don't really think it's learning curve. I think it's just understanding what the engine and tires are going to do.
That's probably what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
and as
he could drive this racetrack with his eyes closed.
And as a guy who's developing a chassis, so he's trying to learn how's the chassis that I'm making.
Yeah.
Adjusting to the tire and the engine package.
Yeah, that's going to be the hurdle,
right?
And that's going to be something to obviously watch. And it's good that he's here because he wasn't on the entry list, so it was good to see him as one of the 25 or 26 walk-ups that we had. So
that's crazy awesome. For sure. David, looks like we have the man, the myth, the legend, Andy Seeseman.
You gonna go get your in and out?
I'm not part of the Justice League, am I? So I have to walk out.
Also, can't miss him.
I'll let you. When you come on, you can tell him about it. Thank you guys for having me.
David Cole, EKN, appreciate it, bud. We're going to get Andy Seeseman in here, and if David leaves, maybe he can come back with some beverages because I'm struggling over here.
Oh, man. You guys hear me?
He's killing it. Yes, we can. Absolutely.
Hey, the only thing that would be better if you had a little Royce and Baxter to spray on this stuff for me because this is David Cole. You don't know.
We got some Fireball.
Well, no,
that'll work.
I'm good. I'm good.
Andy Seeseman, obviously FTK on the shirt there. People know you from that, but you are the man behind Challenge. We talked about record numbers. You got to be pretty stoked with that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody knows that the CalSpeed bump, we call it, right? We always we have a great, local facility with a huge population here, 2 great local programs that run here, month after month. So obviously we're going to get a little bit of a bump. Folks can sleep in their own beds. That's a track they're familiar with, so don't feel like maybe they don't have to go quite out of town, and practice for a few days. So it's great to come here and pick up. I mean, I think we had 20 walk-ups.
Wow.
I mean, it was which
that seems high.
We normally have by maybe 10 or 12.
Right.
But you get some local folks that are, Rob Howden always says numbers breed numbers, right? It's cliche, but it's true. So, you go to the point where people are calling like, oh, that guy's coming. Oh, that guy's. Oh, you're coming. Oh, you're going. And all of a sudden, that senior 100 class goes from 24 to 26 to 28 to 32. Because we all talk to each other. Either we're on our social media or all these guys text each other, whatever. So it's cool. I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, we set the record last year here, and then we did it again. This year with 147. I mean, man. So close to that 150 mark.
Yeah, well, and I think Rob Howden brought it up a couple times. If it wasn't for the situation we're in and whatnot, you'd see a hell of a lot more Canadians down here. And I think there's your number right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's a weird. People have milestones in their head, like when it reaches a certain number, a critical mass, I believe they call it, right? So the first critical mass is like 100. I don't know if you remember when Tri-C, right? Tri-C kind of had that. We're struggling in that 60 to 70
bit of a
mark,
lull,
right? And they it was a little lull period, whatever. Brought in LO206. Mike Giles, we did the LO2 lounge thing. You got LO206 lounge, right? You guys did
rocket with Derek.
You guys did some. My guy put it on the pole, right, with my cart, and all of a sudden Tri-C hit 100, right? And thank you very much. A little Royce and Baxter hand sanitizer. Thank you. Appreciate
so
it.
clean.
Appreciate it. And Tri-C hit that 100 mark, and the odd thing is the 100 mark was hit because of LO206, but all of a sudden the 100 mark was hit, and all of a sudden tag guys were like, "Oh, they hit 100, now I can go." It's like the 100 had nothing to do with the tag guys, but the 100 mark made it attractive for the tag guys to show up.
People are showing up,
right? Yeah. So it's the same thing. Like the next mark is that 150 mark. We cross over 150. I'm convinced we hit 180 like 30 days later. Because people go, "Oh, 180, I gotta go." Right?
I guess, yeah.
Right,
got to be part of it.
It comes on my radar. Maybe it was never on my radar before, but if it's not on your radar now after 14 years and after 4 years with the Rock program, I mean, it's never going to be on your radar.
When I think of a steady, increase or steady building of popularity, no matter how you scratch it. And you've been at the same basic tracks almost every year, whether we're talking about this place or Tucson or Phoenix or obviously Sonoma. It's been that same group of tracks. Do you think that actually has a lot to do with the building of the series and things getting a little bit more popular because you are always
familiarity?
Yeah, you're visiting the same places.
I think it helps. I mean, a lot of folks are more comfortable with this place. Obviously, I mean, Phoenix has a good local program. Sonoma has an outstanding local rock program, so we pick up folks there. In programs like ours, I don't remember if we talked about. We didn't really talk about much about Challenge in our podcast a couple, a month ago or whatever. But, when you put on races like this, obviously the track has a huge play in it, but really it's airports, hotels, restaurants, accessibility. Yeah. The entire facility can the paddock handle it, right? There's a lot of other great tracks, Buttonwillow, whatever. There's great tracks all around, but obviously this time of year, right? We have to be, south of the California-Oregon border.
Right. We
have to be, west of, say, that Arizona-Nevada border, kind of, right? And there's really only 4 facilities with the airport within a half an hour and multiple restaurants and multiple hotels and all the other amenities that we need, right? Because Challenge is, by and large, still, 50-50 a fly-in program, right? There's a lot of folks that come fly in with teams. So you need all those other pieces. And like you said, Tucson, Phoenix, CalSpeed, I think Dawn forgot where I was. CalSpeed and then Sonoma. Those are the 4 tracks that can handle what we do.
Right.
Yeah. No, and I think I think what you just said is handle what we do, and as like you said, paddock space, track space, and things like that. And I had my first experience in Phoenix just about a month ago, and fun course. Just the way some of the rhythm is, and I've been to Sonoma once in the 206 thing. It's interesting how different each course is, though, and the kind of disciplines that you need to have to be successful. This place is not Phoenix.
Right.
In Sonoma is not Phoenix either.
Right.
They're all kind of different. When you're trying to put together a calendar, obviously you've got a scenario where weather and timing comes into play. Do the tracks and the fundamentals, or maybe the characteristics of the tracks or the paddock or whatnot, do those things play into that account a little bit, or is there really nothing else that you can kind of point at as being an option?
It's mostly timing. Tucson, another place. When you come back and race with us again next year, maybe we'll go to Tucson. We'll try something else for you.
At a 4th weekend.
That'd be, you never know, right? As the program builds, if people want to do a 4th weekend, they'll let me know if they want to do a 4th weekend.
Right.
The challenge with the 4th weekend is always Now, this year didn't really come into play, but it's the Canadians in the cold weather states. Their programs get going in April, right?
Gotcha.
So we are a great alternative for those that want to come down and race when they can't, right?
Yeah.
There's snow on the ground or whatever.
Or they just become full American, and then they just, that's it. I got no other option. Sorry.
That's Howden.
Leave Canada.
That's Howden. But you understand, you get into that April month, and all of a sudden, like, folks go home because that's where their local programs start up, and that's where they're going to go race, right? So there's always the hesitation on my part to add a fourth weekend because of that. What's funny is it seems like all these are the winter programs in the East and in Florida and here we kind of run the first quarter. We all kind of take April off. That's like the okay, let the credit card cool off for all the customers. Like let's take a break, and then May, kind of the summer programs start up. Whether it be Pro Tour does their event, but they have a May event, or Pro Kart or whatever, and I have my CRC, right, USPKS, right. So it's like April kind of becomes that little dead spot for people to just go, we're going to do Easter with the family, we're going to do spring break, we're not going to think about go-karting, and then we'll get back
chill out for a second. Yeah.
No, I think that's one of the things that with the winter program almost needs to. Nice.
Look at David Cole.
Appreciate David
Thank
Cole.
you. That's mine.
The Fuller one
Those
mine.
those fireballs are for sure gifts from Jimmy Gregory. Those are Jimmy Gregory signature.
David comes up, sees my half full one. Mike had a sip of his, and he criticizes me.
Eventually. Thanks, David Cole. No, for sure. You got a scenario where having the 14 years doing this thing is kind of a repeatable scenario. You know that the winter season is the winter season, and on this coast, this is the thing to do in the winter season, especially at a high level.
Yeah, for sure.
And that kind of April scenario is like, maybe we just keep it at 3.
Well, think about around here, right? For a long time, maybe it's not quite so much. I mean, obviously they took the year off this year because of whatever's going on, but for Southern California, Long Beach was a huge thing, right?
Oh, right.
So
and
you
that's
take
April, right?
April, right? You take families taking spring break, Easter, and Long Beach. Like, how are we going to squeeze something else in there?
And by the way, there's probably some club racing going on.
Tri-C and LAKC and everything else that's going on, and the clubs and where people live.
Right.
So it's just one of those months where you're like, man, there's just too much going on.
Yeah. 3 is good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that what we're seeing here with this, as you said, last year was record numbers. It's now record numbers again, and things are a constant build from there. We talked about the switch from Rotax to Rock in the podcast a bit, but as you've now moved on, you said 4 years of doing the Rock thing now. And I know maybe I'm putting you on the spot on this, but I know that you've got the everywhere else, the Rock specific program is the way to go. We still have KAs going on here. Is that going to be kind of something we see maybe 2022? We need to have basically the Rock engine program.
I'll give you the scoop right now. Sorry, David Cole, they're getting the scoop. Next month challenge will be the last mixed engine 100cc program, starting with CRC this year. CRC is going to all Rock. Obviously, Mr. Obatzi at Vortex OTK has put a lot of money into this program, a lot of effort in this program, and our prizes are built around Rock the Rio or the Rock International Final. Right. Those are Rock only races at this point. So really, this weekend and the weekend of Sonoma is the last time you'll see KAs running our program.
All CRC is going to have to be Rock motors?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Now, that correct me if I'm wrong, but juniors already are Rock?
Well, junior allows both, but in the current configuration, the VLR is better.
Got it. Okay.
Right?
I got you.
So it's a natural choice. That being said, I'm already working on a couple programs to put some very attractive promotions together for both the Mini and the 100cc program to maybe wrap in an engine with a CRC race entry at a really, really, really attractive price.
Okay.
Basically about what you would pay for an engine, but also get the CRC entry with the tires with it.
Okay.
So, I mean,
you're talking my language,
right? I mean, look, we're talking everybody's language. I know it's a difficult task when you're vested in a program. You have that program. You have. As you know, our program, it's a high level, but there's a good blend here, right? We have a lot of very high level teams and customers that fly in. We also have some, fairly local people that own their own stuff, but you have people that rent stuff, right? So it's always a balance as a promoter to make sure how how can you make sure the most people show up, right? You can't make it 100% teams. You can't make it 100%. Right. Small trailer guys, right? So you got to kind of blend it. So for sure, I have to look out for those folks that are going to buy an engine, right? The people that rent stuff are going to rent whatever. As you know, they're going to, if it's rock only and I got to rent one, they're going to call Jesus or Sweet Tech or any of our number of sponsors, right? And say, hey, I need to rent this engine. I'm going to go race this race. But some folks, are going to buy an engine, right? So I have to make it attractive for them to be able to purchase an engine and come race with us.
Well, I think actually having that information, a little bit sooner than later is actually good because, if, for instance, I'm on a KA in the Masters group, knowing that that's not an option, obviously for CRC, but Rock the Rio, and now knowing that, Challenge next year, you're going to have a Rock. Well, now the investment makes a little bit more sense because the what-if statement now is gone. So, I guess it was pretty obvious it was heading that direction anyway. You just kind of confirmed that, yeah, okay, guys, what you were thinking is that's the case.
It's inevitable. When you factor in the Rock International Finals tickets and you factor in the apparently we have a guy coming in to help out. Hold on.
Yeah. Mine's fine. Andy's is fine.
Yeah, I'm great. I don't know what happened here.
Set them all up.
What's burning? I think this is Mike's skull is burning. If you smell that, that's what's going on here.
Extracurricular activities over yonder.
So Derek, we'll just talk while Mike fiddle farts around. But when you put a value on what Rock gives our program as far as prizes, right? The 6 World Finals tickets with the entry and the chassis and the engine
all
and everything,
inclusive,
all
right?
that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's those 6 tickets. That's $50,000 worth of prizes. Then you add in the Rock the Rio tickets plus the Rock the Rio tickets I get for CRC.
Right.
That's almost another $50,000 of value, right?
They're definitely putting the effort out there to make sure people can go race on.
Now, granted, like we're promoters, so we say value because we always say I won $10 million worth of prize. It's not $10 million in cash, right? But honestly, between the 50 with the Worlds and at least 50 with the Rock the Rio, it's $100,000 worth of prizes. So they have to have return on their investment. That's business.
That's smart business.
That's business. So the business side is we're going to have to go to a VLR only program. Moving forward, right? And the same with the mini. Last year in the CRC, I allowed the IME mini Swifts to run. We picked up a few entries, but the goal was to give folks a taste of what we can do. The program we run.
Yeah.
Now both you guys have run it, Mike. A couple years now. You dipped your toe in last year, and now Mike's on the full program this year. You're back again with us. I appreciate it. Thank you both for supporting what we do, but. I think we run a pretty solid program. I'm biased. It's what I do. It's my business. But I put together a freaking awesome team that does this.
Well, as guys that run their own events too, and we know what it takes and what a good program is and isn't. And
for sure,
if we're signing up, we obviously think it's pretty good.
I appreciate that.
No, pretty good. I didn't say really good.
And that's fine. So I only hope when we give folks the opportunity to come run with us, they see what we do and they say, oh, okay, all right, this is what I really want to go do. What people don't realize and. Because karting is a cyclical sport and young families come in and leave or whatever, but not to say it was any better or worse, but 20 years ago when ICAF Region 7 ruled the land here, if you were a cadet driver, you had to have a KPV, a Comer, and a Yamaha. Right.
Do all of them,
and not just have one engine. You're not going to have one engine, right? So the guys would have multiple engines, right? So, and then if you were a senior, you'd race KPV on one day, Yamaha on the next day, or you had a Sportsman engine and a Superbox engine or a Formula Y engine, right? So people were used to owning different engine brands back then. So now, Rotex kind of did it with the engine-centric, manufacturer-centric program. Then IME followed, Rock followed, right? And I think we need to get back to a little bit of, hey, look, just go find the events you like.
Right.
Buy or rent the product you like. Whether you got to have one for one and one for the other, it is what it is, right? But just come race.
Yeah, you're obviously you're a promoter of this thing and whatnot, and I know you have a very hands-off. Like, I'm not the tech guy, I'm not the official, whatnot. I know you're a race fan.
Oh yeah.
Do you get a chance to go over here and get on the sideline and watch some racing, especially the mains?
I watch a lot of the racing. I'm always accessible. I hear the stories about other promoters or other guys, whatever. If you watch me at a weekend, you obviously watch. I'm on the grid. I'm wandering in tech. I'm checking. I'm always around, right?
Pestering the general manager who's trying to drive instead of do his job,
or make sure my ambulance gets here on time. But
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, but I am on the fence watching. I can tell you, last year, the last race that we had as far as challenge in 2020, when we ran last year on Sunday with our multiple red flags and everything,
right.
and the shifters came out here and
God, that was cool
darn
looking,
near dark,
though.
right? Darn near dark. And they ran a 10-lap final, which it killed me. We cut their laps in half, but we had to get through the day. If you remember, we did a vote on the grid, and guys were like,
they were full on.
Those guys were. A couple of classes were, let's just postpone it till Sonoma, and then if we'd have done that, look what happened, right? There was no Sonoma, right?
Yeah.
So we ran it, and. I say this. You made fun of me a little bit for getting weird, choked up in my shop, right? But when I watched that race and those guys went at it, right? And Jake French, won that race and ran all 10 laps within a tenth and a half in the frickin' dark.
It's brilliant.
I mean, I ran down and high-fived every driver. I mean, to me, I became the biggest geek karting fan again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was awesome.
Yeah.
I had that feeling inside of me like I was a brand new kid again. It was so awesome.
It was awesome to watch. I know you can actually still go back and look at the video, and it's at the beginning. It's not so bad, but by the checkers, all you
Within
see is
10
the
minutes. Yeah,
yeah,
You're
the
just seeing
dash
the
timer.
microns.
Yeah, the micron lights.
Oh, that was badass. So
Yeah.
seeing the sparks as they come up the hill through
Right,
Scandy. That was
right.
that was
I don't know if
cool.
you remember, we asked Jake. We're like, Jake, there's Dad. That's actually Mark walked up to him and was like, how did you know where to go? And he goes, I remembered where the bumps were from practice, and that's how I hit the brakes.
He
and
was
turned in.
pretty much doing Braille. While
Yeah,
driving.
he was just, and that's when you realize how good some of these kids really are.
Yeah,
right. I
for
mean, these
sure.
kids in all classes, whether it be micro and mini, where they're still learning their craft,
Right.
but they're still really, really good. To these shifter kids that are now in their early 20s and or late teens and are really, really great at their craft. You get a guy like Jake French who's basically driving by Braille, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just because he's in tune, he's been here for a couple of days. He knows where the bumps are. He sees maybe a corner of a barrier. He picks up a white line. Whatever it is, but he has enough visual and mental cues that he can do it. 10 laps in a row and then a tenth and a half. Like,
Phenomenal.
I become a fan. I mean,
It's one of the
fan.
great drives
Huge
for sure.
fan. Oh,
for sure. We've been rolling here for about an hour. I think what I'd like to do is maybe see if anybody else wants to pop over here before we put a cork in this thing. But Andy, I mean, first off, I appreciate you saying yes to actually having us
Shelby
on.
on?
She's taking my thunder.
You said you want Shelby on here?
Well, perfect. I guess
Kirk,
we might
start the clock
finish with
now.
her. But like I said, anybody else can pop in here. We can bring them around and get them onto the old podcast before we shut it down. Andy, before we let you go, though, you're here rounds 3 and 4. We got 5 and 6 that are actually going to happen, which is awesome.
Absolutely, it's Sonoma.
Out of the 14 years and seeing the progression and stuff like that, noise. Last question. What do you do different? Next year's 15, which it's obviously it's got its own little thing to it. What do you do different?
I'm not sure if I need to really do anything different.
Okay.
All my goal is every year is to get better. Not different, just better, right? So
you are taking out the IAME, so that's different.
That's different, right? Fair enough. I mean, it is what it is.
That will be a little bit of a change.
These past few years, I've been able to really add more on-track staff, right, which has been a huge for me. I'm not a fan of the camera thing. I'm just not. It just creates such the camera officiating, right? I'm not a fan of video officiating. What people don't realize is that's a $10,000 a weekend deal, right? Right, between the staff. And you got to amortize it because it's the equipment too, right? It's 50, 80 grand worth of stuff plus all the staff. They come in, they run cables for 3 days or Wi-Fi or whatever, right? You got to manage it. You got to have a building to do it, and yada, right? And then you got to all tear it all down at the end, right? So I'm not a fan of that. I'm still a believer in human eyeballs and human eyeballs on track that know what they're doing, right?
Right.
And it's always been, Taylor and Mark, and then we added, Casey, and then we added, Tyler Brooks, and then we added, Callum Smith this year. So I just keep on adding, better eyeballs and more eyeballs on the track, which allows us to do our job better, right? We've added a couple other pieces of staff, just in our tire department and everything else. So, if I can just get us to just do everything a little bit better, and that's really just with me and more staff and doing my job better as an organizer. My staff is all-star. I mean, I am convinced 100%. I'm biased, but it doesn't matter. I'm convinced that my staff is the best in the business. They've been with me for years and years and years. Even that little Maddie Egger sitting over there, since I've known since he was a kid, right? But there's no better staff in the business. So every time I add somebody, I'm adding somebody quality to our program. And if I can keep doing this as we keep growing, I don't think I need to really make many changes. I just need to do my job better.
Well, I think the numbers show it, right? I mean, you keep every round, a few more people show up, and the CalSpeed bump, whatever it is, that's always a good thing. But to your point, or to Mike's point earlier, if it ain't broke, why fix it? And just keep doing what you're doing and let it evolve. Yeah. We talked about before.
I saw this is it's a pretty cool deal. It's a pretty cool deal to see constant growth. In a scenario where it's very, very doable to not have growth after some of the stuff we were going through over the last year or so. Good on you, bud. Well done. And hopefully we have a very smooth, as competitors and as a promoter and everybody else who's listening or hanging out, hopefully it's a very smooth last couple of days. Yeah. Thanks for letting us do this thing too. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks very much. The 10 years with Rotax, right? We started with 75 drivers at our very first event, right? And at the end, we were in the 130s. So when people ask me, what are you going to do with Rock? I said, well, I remember how to grow from 75 to 130. I just got to be able to do it again. I just got to be able to do it faster, right? It took me 10 years to do with Rotax. The very first Rock race in 18, we had 72 drivers. And at this one, we have 147. So I started with less and got to more in 4 years, not 10.
That's awesome.
If I'm being honest, I think it has more to do with, like you said, the team than the package.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. Andy, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Who is our next victim? What? Alex? Alex?
Hello.
Sander?
Yeah.
Alexander.
Oh, Alexander.
One name, yeah.
What's the last name?
Chartier.
Chartier. Alexander Chartier from Canada, I hear.
Yeah.
And what class do you run, my man?
Mini rock.
Yeah?
How's your day going so far? Or how did it go?
Good.
Yeah?
I qualified 9th, I think.
There you go.
You had fast time 9th because we haven't qualified yet.
Well, for pre-qualifying.
There you go.
Splitting hairs over here.
All right, so have you been out to CalSpeed before?
Yeah, last year.
How'd that go?
Good.
You want to expand on good?
Yeah.
Where'd you end up finishing?
You
can hear about my week and you'll feel a lot better about yourself. Don't worry.
7th, I think.
All right, put me to shame. What do you like about this layout versus the one we did last year? Obviously, it's the same track, just different direction. You like one more than the other?
I like the direction that we're doing right now. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's
What's probably your favorite corner, you think?
the hairpin.
The hairpin at the
You like
bottom
the-
of the hill right here?
Yeah.
You like the hairpin? Why do you like the hairpin?
Well,
Because I bloody hate the hairpin. So what do you...
I really like it, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, there's like the hairpin over there before silk.
Yeah.
That's the one?
That one, it's a it's a place where no one can really pass, so like you could keep your position. It's pretty easy to keep your position, and you can like when you're first and someone's really right on you, no one will really come on you there, because like if someone would, they would spin themselves out.
Gotcha. So
It is definitely a little bit more speed that you can carry into that corner going this direction. I mean, not from silk to hairpin, but it's definitely easy to defend that corner. We feel like this layout was harder to learn than last year's.
No, it's pretty easy.
Do you
Yes,
like
it is pretty easy, Derek.
Yeah, well, take what you can get.
What
I don't mind it being
what
easy.
class are you running again? Mini?
Mini rock, yeah.
Mini. And what are we doing for a lap time right now, bud?
58.2.
58.2. We're going to find a little more speed as the weekend goes on, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What
What's,
kind of chassis you on? Who are you running with?
Ruthless.
running with
Ruthless,
the
okay.
So it's got to be an OTK, right? You on
Tony kart?
Are you on a Tony or
Nitro.
Nitro?
No, Nitro
oh,
kart. Okay.
Sweet.
Right on.
Don't see too many of those out here.
No, not really.
What's the is David Cole around? What's the theme or what's the they have
David
a
Cole around? He's gone. He's getting his
what's
in and out.
it called? It's a race us or chase us or something like that.
Oh, the
Nitro? The slogan.
yes. I think it is.
Do you know the
Races
slogan
or
for
Chases.
Nitro Kart?
No.
Sorry to
Oh.
put you on the spot, mate.
I think it's race us or chase us.
Oh, maybe that's race
I
with us or chase with us, something like
Yeah.
that. All right. So as you're going around the course here, you did last year's race.
Yeah.
You're doing this year's race. You're doing mini. Were you in mini last year as well?
No micro.
Aha. So you've moved up.
Yeah.
What is the big challenge from going from micro to mini?
Much more speed.
A little more
Yeah.
speed,
Yeah.
huh? All right. So the braking zones are a little more challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the people you race with? Is the racing any different?
It's a little challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think's the most fun thing about what you're doing right now with the karting stuff? What do you enjoy the most?
Passing.
Passing. Attaboy.
Passing is a good
I
time.
dig it. That is the favorite of most people.
Yeah.
What we got two more days going on here. It's all racing. We got qualifying and
Yeah.
racing and whatnot. Did you run Phoenix?
Yeah.
How'd
Yeah.
you do in Phoenix?
Third, but then they got disqualified because I was underweight.
Oh,
man, I've had that happen to me.
Yeah.
Gotta have another
Believe it or
cheeseburger
not.
or something. Were you really light or kind of? Were you pretty close?
I was pretty close.
Yeah. How much?
Like that much.
What is that in
You
pounds?
probably need a little bit of fuel.
No,
That's how much fuel you needed in that tank?
No, we put on a new axle on it.
Yeah?
And,
It's a little lighter.
yeah, it was a little lighter. It was the lighter
man,
axle.
That's
and,
tough.
and we didn't know, and we stayed the same, and it just happened.
Well, hey, I gotta tell you, I'm not sure if you know that. Have you heard of the Full Caster podcast before?
No.
No. But
Well,
know
you're
about,
on it.
You know about it today, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're on it.
Yeah.
You can have a sticker. I'm gonna try to get it to you.
That was an awesome
That's as
throw.
far as I can go. Here. You got it. You are the youngest person we've had on the show
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Our next guest.
until our next
Oh,
guest, which is even younger.
Who's your tuner?
Give all the love out.
Microphone.
Who's your tuner?
Jim McKinney.
Yeah. Did you know that, or did you need a little bit of help?
I didn't know his last name, but I knew his first name.
Oh, Jimmy Boy. Oh, Jimmy Boy McKinney. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Have
Yeah.
fun, buddy.
Good on you. Let's see if we can get the next person on.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right. We have Jaxon Porter.
Jackson Porter. Okay.
Derek knows a Jackson Porter.
I do.
There we go. All right.
We need smaller headphones, I guess.
Hey,
Yeah.
didn't want the sticker?
Oh, hey. Well, that one's yours. Give me another one.
Alexander was like, I don't need no sticker.
Hold on.
We don't have no stickers in Canada.
Guess we're a bit of a highly challenged show.
Alexander, where'd you go?
No, it might heat me up.
All right. Microphone, you good?
Yeah.
All right.
Jackson.
A little closer.
No, it's not.
and he's got really
Eric, alcohol is the devil. Jesus.
Jackson Porter, you are doing what class?
Micro rock.
Micro rock. And how did today go?
It went great.
Yeah, you had a bit of a sigh before you did the great. Was it a little? I was going to say tumultuous. Was it
I don't even know.
tough?
What that means.
No.
No, it was smooth sailing. Yeah, all good.
Where'd you end up in that final session?
For pre-fall qualifying,
Mhm.
I took third.
Okay.
Nice. Did you have a little bit more on the table, you think? You could go on a little bit quicker, or was that kind of it for today?
I think I was like as fast as the last session before pre-fall qualifying,
All right.
but I had new tires on.
Oh, come
Nice.
on. Love the new skins. How's it feel out there at the grip level? Does it feel like it's a little challenging to drive?
No.
No, you got this?
I'll take lessons
the-
from you then.
At the end of the day, it got a little bit more stickier though.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Okay. And what chassis you driving?
Nitro kart.
And you're with Ruthless, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Wow. The Ruthless Camp coming out
I
in
also
space.
want to thank Ruthless.
There you
Oh,
go.
Yeah, I like it.
Smart
And
kid.
who's wrenching for you? Good question.
I forgot his name.
He's out of the back of the pickup today on his own. Are you kidding me?
Stony.
There, a little reminder.
The jalapeno thing on there, Jaxon.
Yeah.
How about the jalapenos?
Well, my nickname, they like to call me the jalapeno because 2 years ago, at the other track.
What's the other track? Do you remember?
Phoenix or?
Phoenix.
Okay. What happened at Phoenix?
At that Challenge of America, they called. So Kyle Drysdale, one of my friends, he took the podium, and then I called him a jalapeno because that's one of my favorite things that I like to eat. But they were super hot.
Yeah.
You called your friend
Yeah,
a jalapeno?
but then they called me a jalapeno.
This kid's just sitting on the couch in his underwear eating jalapenos right out of the jar, man. He's a tough little bird. You gonna eat that pepper right there?
It's put right in front of you. It sounds like you need
I
to
feel like
have
this
a
kid
little,
has the guts to
a
do
little
it.
jolly action.
All of it. There we go.
Oh, that was good over the
crutch?
mic. Oh, man.
Give the other one to
You could
Jared.
sell that. No. Are you kidding me? It's like, go right through me in a second.
I hope.
Here, I'll have it with you.
Yeah, boy.
This is usually good with a Tommy's burger.
Oh, that's good. We're gonna use.
Ma'am.
That's it?
That's it.
Stem it all.
You get over here, cook.
Oh man.
I gotta toughen you out.
Yeah.
Jaxon, did you just take a little bite, right? It was a little bite. You got another bite in you? There it is. Come on,
I
Jared.
ain't following that up. Now I got the hiccup.
Let's go. I'm all like brave over here. I haven't had anything.
Yeah. You get out.
Nor will I.
Is that for me? Oh, thanks. I'm like, I need more.
Get in there.
That wasn't good at first.
Oh, easy, Big Daddy.
I just got the hiccups.
The look in his eyes says we need to cut this thing short. Jackson Porter. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks for ruining
and
my
thanks
night,
for
Jaxon.
jumping on here and out jollying this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to be on the
He's got the
speaker.
hiccups too.
Do you have hiccups?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, what is in these jollies right now?
Right.
What is going on?
Hey, Jackson. Good job today, buddy. Good luck the rest of the
Thank you.
weekend.
All
Don't
right,
forget that.
go easy.
Jackson.
You are
got
sweating a little
these.
bit. I see it.
Oh yeah. He's crying. Oh, there. All right.
Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle Jimmy, come on down. Where's he
Man,
at?
I'll tell you what. Everyone decided to show up right at the end. I
Yeah.
like it.
Is it okay to have coffee up here?
It is
Yeah.
coffee. Coffee's
Okay,
fine.
good.
All the coffee you want, eh?
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Jump in there with your coffee.
Good content.
Easy, girl.
Casey Cook acting like a tough guy over here. Eating the peppers.
3 of those.
Yeah. Uncle Jimmy's here.
How come you guys got Fireball and I don't?
Well,
Oh, well, we
I'll
got
help
it.
you out.
We know a guy.
Here, I know
Hey,
a guy too.
Hey, here, you know
There-
what?
There you go.
Let me go ahead and I was being a little bit of a
Pansy.
yeah.
On
That's
the,
not-
pepper.
that's the
I
word.
don't think so. Mike, you were so friggin' fast today.
No,
that's
come on.
that's not pansies.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. You haven't done that.
Him.
He needs 2. Give him 2. That's Uncle Jimmy.
I'll take them back to Canada, and I will definitely make sure that these show up down at.
Unfortunately, you may not get across the line with those. Like, no, contraband.
North
bueno.
of north of 49, right? You know.
All right, hey, what are you doing there, guy? You know, I gotta be honest with you. I thought we were gonna finish here pretty quick, and I had to hit the John. So,
Did you,
yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. I need to get lighter.
Mike?
I'm gonna have to think about it.
This is cheers to you guys,
No,
man.
yeah, jump on this thing. We got Uncle Jimmy. This.
I'll tell you what, Jackson Porter really screwed me with that pepper right now. Gosh darn
This
it.
is actually creamer for coffee.
I can
just
see
to
Oh,
let
I
you
see it
know,
right there.
Right. I got my
Incredible.
coffee. You got your.
Cinnamon whiskey.
I-
You say, hey,
Oh yeah. Hi, friend.
something,
nice.
something to take out the
help
spice.
it on down. Hey, are you ready? We'll do this.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
All right.
No,
I
not
gotta
that,
do this.
not
I
that
gotta do
one.
this.
Not
Wow,
that.
that's the
Come
wrong
on.
one.
Oh, wait, more
That a
spice.
boy, Ted.
Yeah, I know.
More spice.
Casey gets it. All right, here we go.
Cheers.
Jimmy,
Cheers, guys.
appreciate.
Here's to America and the challenge. Salute.
No, it's not a tamale.
That is a tamale.
But if you want one, I know a guy. You
better watch out.
He's right down the street, Travis.
Guy gets handed something. He's like, yeah, I'll eat it.
Yeah, dude.
It's happened like 3 times already.
I've watched this show on the internet. It's kind of like, late night with Mike. It's really cool. You had Andy out here, and you got all the dudes that do what they do, the kids, and really do get into the karting thing, man.
I gotta be honest, I don't know a lot about you, bud. I know that you're from Canada, and you come down here and you have a lot of fun. But thank you.
You know
Tech
what?
guy.
You guys treat me like a king down here. I feel
Easy.
I feel like Axl Rose. And I'm not even close to as fast as you, Mike.
It has nothing to do with the speed, my friend, right?
I know.
It has all about having a good time. And I got to ask you here, you've been coming down here now, you said, was it 4 years, you said?
Yes.
And why did you, because you're not on this coast, right? You're on the other coast? Am I understanding that correctly?
Actually, I'm in Alberta, so that's like about 12 hours away from the West Coast, right?
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like a straight drive down 15.
Gotcha.
Montana border right down.
And you're a part of, is it K&K?
Yeah, I own a four-stroke company that manufactures karts, K&K Karts. And then as well as I have a kart shop at the EDKRA track, which is just outside of Edmonton. And I support Calgary and Edmonton and do what I can for our local community, right?
And correct me if I'm wrong, when you first came down to do the challenge, you were in the 206, right?
That's correct.
And then you've gravitated to the 100cc, as obviously it's the only thing you could do on that level.
Yeah.
Making that transition from 206, I mean, both Derek and I have done 206 and then moved on to 100cc. What has been the transition like for you?
I think it's the 100 for me personally, even though I'm not as fast as some of the leaders, it does train you to have race craft as opposed to race junk. Okay, the 206 is so equal that anybody could get and stick it in there. With the 100, you got to be a lot more cautious because you have a lot more power. Mm-hmm. But it's not the amount of power that comes into the position of a 125 for us older guys that cracks off this rib, then cracks off that rib, and you quit karting.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a good.
It's fast enough to get that fun of speed, but not fast enough to where you're busting yourself up at the end of a weekend.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the kind of transition that I feel we need in karting for all North America.
Yeah, and for sure. I mean, you did the 206 thing, like you said. It's. I mean, that's pretty easy on the body. Right, 206 is pretty easy, and
hard on the pocket though because everybody wants to stick it in. Next thing you know, you got a frame straightener coming in, and there's lots of stuff.
There is a little
happens.
bit more contact in the four-stroke stuff.
Yeah, and then with the 100, you don't have that because
you get it, but it's just a one hit and that's it.
Jimmy, we get it. We get a rolling Masters, mate. So it's not like Derek's over here and Cena going, I'm not buying another sticker, kid. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's
game over with that thing. And actually, that's what we see in the 206, right? It's very, very close racing, very, very close. And you said you support the club locally. A good amount of 206 and 100cc going at your club.
Well, there's a little bit of politics that always goes into karting, of course, right? So my club is like in Edmonton. But at the same token, I race at another local club, which is about 3 hours away. And they're more supportive on the progression from the Briggs to the 100. Mm-hmm. Right? Because there's politics involved in karting.
Well, at the end of the day, hopefully we're just putting more butts in seats. Right? And we're all having a good time.
The bonuses with the 100 going on in Calgary is that they really have grown a big program now where these people from Briggs are starting to move on.
Perfect.
And they're getting into another kart and they're seeing that it's faster and it's a little bit more spec competitive,
right?
As opposed to jamming it in there, right?
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, like I first come down here and I kind of got a little bit of an affiliation with a club down in Arizona there, Musselman, and I can see the growth right there from the transition from the Briggs to the 100.
Yeah.
Where they were totally specced out because they didn't have another area to grab onto that wouldn't hurt them, like the Rotex, because the Rotex you have so much rolling speed with, or the one GP 125 to go around the corner, and then when they grabbed into the 100, they were like, "Holy crap! I can be fast. I can be a racer now, right?"
And we see that here. We did our arrive and drive with the sport carts, and they moved from that to the 206, and from the 206 to the KA or the 100cc, excuse me. And you see that natural progression. You get to be about 100cc, and I think for a lot of people that's enough. To your point with the 125, it can be a bit of a wake-up call as far as what you're doing.
Exactly. It's like me and you, Mike, are not actually at weight going over the scales, right? Like, I think
I'm heavier.
I think that. Well, I'm under you, Mike. I would say that.
I don't know why. Why did you? I don't know. Really
I don't know. I can't come on. I can't come on scales at weight. I know that. Can you?
I'll have you know, Uncle Jimmy, I was at 380, 381.
Oh God, I gotta work out, man. I gotta run around this track because the bonus is on the 100. You can be a little over, and you can still have fun. You can still be fast, and you can still be competitive.
Don't ask me what I was at GP though. That radiator and extra crap makes me a little heavy. Hey, buddy, we appreciate you jumping on here and hanging out.
Yeah, buddy.
And at the end of the day, you embody like the point of karting, having a good time, playing around. I saw the posts on all
the free
haircuts and stuff like that. It's about having a good goddamn time.
Well, you know what I'm all about that is we really gotta have fun. You want to be competitive, you want to have a good time, and everybody wants to be on the podium, right? But that's a process, right? If you can enjoy this and stay in the sport and work at that progress, like you have, Mike, like you have at this club, and like everybody else that comes around here, every time you go out there, you're going to get faster. At some point in time, you're going to be more than competitive, you're going to win, and you're going to bring more people into this sport. And that's what we need.
Absolutely.
And cheers to you guys. And, Challenge of Americas, all the staff, everybody at CalSpeed. Like, there's nobody here that will not say, like, "Hey, man, I'm slow. I need some help." Mike, if I said to you, "What tire pressure are you running?" You're not going to bullshit me.
It's 9.
You're going to tell me. You're going to tell me it's 9.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know that it was right, so we're on the same page. But it was 9. Yeah.
But anyways, my
Thanks,
coffee's getting cold. I really do thank you guys for treating me like a king.
Hey, thanks for coming out, buddy.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a great night.
Uncle Jimmy Gregory, everybody.
Yep. Bye-bye.
And on that bombshell, I totally have to pee. We're going to take like a 2-minute break.
Do what you got to do.
Or you can just talk to people.
Next up, we have our next guest.
Do what you got to do. I totally have to get lighter. Lighter.
Oh, stunt
Come on over. Next guest, whoever it is. I can't see.
Our next guest is Maddie.
Where's Dave?
Our next guest, Maddie. Maddie to stage 1.
I have a guest with me. Isabella would like to join me. Is that okay?
Isabella's fine. Put on your headphones there, Maddie.
You got it.
As stunt Mike, I'm going to just control this.
I can't tell the difference. Maddie, you work here for Challenge of the Americas. What do you do?
I do. I am. So I am the bearer of bad news. That is essentially what I do. I am the steward, though. or the.
That's not the word I've heard for you, but yes, you are definitely the person people do not want to see but are happy to see because you are actually a very nice person. Your job just
My job hides that I'm a nice
Yeah,
person.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Derek, you still got a little fireball up?
Yeah, I know.
All right, please kill this with me.
No, I don't think so. In a second, I will. In a second.
Give it to Maddie then.
Do you want the rest of that?
Don't waste a good thing.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, when I was 18 years old, that was the stuff, but.
This is going to date me. We used to have to smuggle this back when we went and did races in Canada and put it in our trailers coming back to the U.S.
Horseback and carriage?
Yes.
Yeah, covered wagons.
Stones. They weren't even round.
That's awesome.
And that was the greatest treat of going to race at Chilliwack or going to cover in a race at Chilliwack was we can get Fireball.
Oh, nice.
And bring
that was the
back.
reason you showed up.
It really was. I mean, honestly, it's the reason I still show up. Uncle Jimmy, thank you for the Fireball.
Yeah.
For the throwback.
Yeah,
He's got pockets full of it. It's insane.
I think at Phoenix, he bought like 10 cases of the sample sizes. Like Uncle Jimmy and his love for Fireball, no joke.
I like that for you. It's a positive. At the last event, I was handed one at the end of the night. Again, I hand out penalties. A driver walked over to me and said, "Here's your penalty," and threw me a airplane size.
That's nice of them.
It is definitely not a penalty. David Cole, are you checking on me?
David Cole's eager to get back on the mic over here.
David Cole's like, "Oh, I want to be."
Now that Rob's not here, he's like, I get all the fame.
Exactly. And Mike's even back, so we will pass the Sean back over to the actual Mike.
I prefer Sean, but I guess I'll take Mike back.
Fair enough.
So, Maddie, you wanted to be on this since, I don't know, you heard we're coming back to CalSpeed. You're like, God, I got to get on that Fullcaster podcast.
I've been itching the whole time.
Yeah.
No, my actual motivation is I was hoping this would inspire Shelby Jocelyn to guest star.
Are you kidding me? Shelby? Where's she at anyways? Is she right here?
I tried to make a deal. She physically ran.
Oh, God. What a loser.
Hey, I'm new to what's going on. I know Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Would you like to introduce yourself? What is your name?
My name is Isabella.
Isabella, who are you here with? Who is the driver that you know?
Alex, my older brother.
He did a great job a little bit earlier. Are you going to be just as good?
Maybe.
What is older brother's name?
What?
What's your last name?
Chartier.
Oh,
you
that
just
Alex.
got done
Okay,
interviewing.
that
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So have you started racing yet?
I'm gonna do kid kart soon.
Nice.
So how old are you?
Pure sport right there.
6.
She is
6?
6 years old. Very excited to be here, by the way.
In Canada, right?
Yes.
Well, it's great. You're already the same height.
Where are you? Where do you race, or where are you going to race in Canada?
What's your home track?
Our home track, Phoenix.
All right.
So here in the U.S. is their home track.
You don't.
They moved to Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's from Canada.
Gotcha.
Okay, people
All
can
right.
move.
A little back.
Are you kidding me? Never heard of such a thing.
No, I don't
Crazy.
believe it. I can't believe it. There's a whole family of people over here. So you're going to start doing kid karts in Phoenix.
Yes.
Have you driven it all yet?
No.
Nothing.
No.
But you want to.
Yes.
When?
I don't know.
What are you doing next weekend?
No.
I feel like this is Mom over here.
So I have a little insight. I was talking to her on the side a second ago. She was asking me a lot of questions about when I started working. So my opinion, based on just talking to her, I think brother's gonna continue to race. She wants to work. She wants to travel. I think it sounds like you have some interest in it, right?
Yeah, but I also want to do karting.
You're dang right you do.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's necessary. You got to start out somewhere, right?
Maybe drive a little bit before you get into the very, what's the word I want? Lucrative way of
Yeah.
no.
Complex. We do it because we love it. I don't
It's not lucrative.
However you want to sell it to yourself.
So
stick with
lucrative
it.
is a word that means.
So I have a question. If you could come on and join us and work, what would you like to do? Do you want to throw the flags? Do you want to make calls? Do you want to hand out penalties?
I don't know because I don't know what they have to do.
Nice.
Neither do we.
Yeah.
We're still wondering what they're doing.
Especially this one.
Yeah. Really
This
quick,
one.
actually, Maddie, is there one driver that you look forward to possibly giving a penalty out each race? You're like, God, I can't wait to see
So
that
he's not
person."
here this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Steve Wiener.
Oh, that's awesome.
man.
He has asked me in the past to please find something, give me a penalty. So we actually wrote one up one time, and he was overjoyed. He took a picture with it. He told me he's keeping it forever. My job's not fun, and so people don't receive it well. I love it when someone's like, "I'd love it for you to give me a penalty." So that's who I'd like to approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he shows up next round, and hopefully he gives you a reason to go and do one.
Yeah.
She also has very, very good stink eye. Like if you give her some mean eyes. Strong woman, this Maddie.
Strong, mean eyes. Is that what it means?
I said Egger. I'm sorry.
Andy did it too. It's fine. It's okay.
We can't help ourselves.
Do you even know my last name?
No, I can't.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Might as well be Egger for the rest of the
I
time.
thought you were just like Maddie, just like Seal or Sting.
She's
you know,
married
those
and
guys.
has a bunch it's completely moved on from the Egger thing, and I'm still like.
So the cool part is there's like a few blondes in the industry, right? Okay. I today was called Shelby twice. Shelby's another blonde. Someone said, "Go see the blonde at Reg." They said, "Hi, Shelby." I was like, "It's fine. Hi."
They walk up to the windows like, crap.
Well, it's just me. And then obviously I work for other industries, and I get referred to. I've been mistaken multiple times as one of the twins, and
Okay.
like so often. Then when the actual other twin showed up, they're like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And she's like,
geez.
"Whoa." So I went off a first name basis for a long time because my dad was in the industry, and I just on purpose would never introduce myself with my last name. Not because I don't want to be tied to him, but I also don't want to be tied to him, right?
Yeah.
I don't want there to be like
We've
I
all
don't
met
like
Chris,
you.
so.
Right. But it was more
Kind of
like
Taylor Jocelyn.
Oh yeah.
It's Chris Egger. Like,
yeah. No, but that's exactly it. Like, I don't want you to be like, Maddie Yeager, I already don't like you. I have something different to say, or I don't. I'm going to penalize you, so you're going to be mad anyways.
all that aside, I know that you have not been. You actually have been in karts.
Correct. I used to race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't suck.
I appreciate that.
So could you do a little coaching with the Munchkin here?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
When it came time to put her in a car? Absolutely.
Little. So basically, here's your coach right there.
Yeah.
She's gonna on her own dime. She's gonna fly down to Phoenix. She's gonna help you out
On my own.
on her own.
Don't break her heart. I can't do that all the time.
But you're gonna be awesome in kids.
And then
I think so.
what we're going to do is he's going to fly in too, and I'm going to teach both of them something as well.
Oh man, that's
I'm
awesome.
Open. I'm open to it.
That right there is called turnabout, which you'll learn about in a long time from now.
Yeah.
Good luck to you and the kids. I think you're gonna do
Oh,
great.
me?
No, not you.
No.
Her. You don't need luck.
Eye contact's a little weirder now. The lights are bright.
Nice. When you do the kid kart thing, what kart are you gonna be in?
I don't know yet.
What color?
Okay.
What color do you
There it
want?
is.
Pink, blue.
What are you looking at? Wait, no, nobody else. No,
you got
you
to-
choose the color.
If you got to choose, what color would you
what
choose?
color?
Probably like pink and green.
Pink and green. You
Sounds
know-
fast.
I want to say Jimmy Gregory's got green. Is there a pink cart?
Are we getting a verbal commitment?
I don't know what that means.
You're so cute.
That's phenomenal.
So I have a question for you guys.
Oh, that's not how this works.
I'm gonna do
We
it anyways.
ask the questions.
You know we're in the part of the podcast where you're gonna cut it off anyways, right?
Oh, hold
Yeah.
on a second. Yes, we'll cut that out.
How old were both of you when you started racing?
Derek?
12, I think. 12 or 13.
What'd you
I
do?
guess fairly late as far as.
What was your first chassis?
Well, the first racing, I guess you could say I did was a start at K1. The first chassis I had was OTK. I did when I did PRD in 2015.
Mm-hmm. So when you were
When I
12,
s-
you did indoor?
No, well, yeah, I was around 12. I did indoor, and then when I was 20 or 21 was when I came out here and did competition karting.
And
So is this gonna are you gonna throw it back in my face with this kid's gonna be 5 and 5 in karting? No, I'm just
I like
kidding.
that you just think I'm gonna beat on you.
Well, I saw you just look.
well, I mean,
I was asking if she's annoyed with your answers and wanted to leave. She said she's great.
Nice.
nice.
All right.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
She can stay. You can go.
He He gets a lot of crap from me, so that's probably why he's so defensive.
As far as David's here today, too. So.
You guys are kind of always on the defense.
Yeah, fair.
He is.
So, Mike, what's your answer?
Actually, and maybe you didn't know this, 12 also, and your home track, your home place, Canby, Oregon, and Pat's Acres.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So Pat's Acres, I started the original, as far as I know, original Pat's Acres, before the river turn change and the add-ons and stuff like that. Yeah. And from what I remember, I can't remember who told me this before, but if you could win at Pat's Acres, you could win anywhere. It was one of the quintessential tracks in North America that if you in Promoto Tour went there, and I remember actually in Promoto Tour, oh God, now why can't I remember his name?
You don't remember actually.
Shifters. God.
Give us an age. Wow, what, shifter what? 80?
Oh, it hurts me. Nope, no. I'm gonna look it up. She doesn't care. She's like, what is happening right now? Ask me all these important questions.
She would like to say something. Can I interject?
Nobody cares about Mike's history anyway. Go ahead.
I actually want to talk about my friends because I've got a lot of friends here, and they also do karting.
Okay, well, obviously you have more friends than I do, so punch it, Chewy.
Actually, I only have 3.
That's still more.
Can you give us their names?
Jaxon, who actually was on here.
Yes, we remember.
And her sister, Peyton, and then they've got a younger brother.
Yeah.
And I forget his name, though.
And they're all your friends?
He's a distant friend.
This is the shout-out. This is their 15 seconds of fame. Maddie's your new friend. I'm Maddie. It's fine. It's okay.
Are what you saying is you need a few more stickers than just one?
Would
you need some stickers to give to your friends?
Yes, please.
Yes, you do, don't you? Derek?
Go over there. Go grab them from me.
You want to grab a couple of stickers?
There you go.
Wait, did you give her enough? She has a lot of friends.
One more.
Hey, did you get enough? There you go.
I only gave her 3.
There you go.
What do you think, Mike? We got a long day tomorrow. I'm sure people are trying to sleep.
I feel what you just told me is that you want to be done with this.
It is 8 o'clock.
He already bailed on his
I'm rounding up.
I'll tell you what. We are going to cap it at 8. How about that? Does that work for you?
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I know Sean's trying to get out of here, too, and we have all his stuff.
All right.
Let's do it.
Then inside of the next...
And by that, I mean I don't know how much time we have left on the GoPro.
Fair. All right, so we are going to pack this thing up. Maddie, thank you for jumping on here.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Isabella? Right? Thank you for jumping on here as well.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It was forced, but we appreciate it.
She's here if she's here, right?
Thank you so much. Anybody else before we... Not anybody but David Cole.
We're signing off right now.
Anyone but David Cole.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Sean Buur.
All right. So we're signing off here because the live did not work as we had hoped.
No,
so
it did not.
I apologize for the
Hey, we tried.
We did, and good news is we still have the audio for later.
Yeah.
And we have 3/4 of it on the GoPro. I just noticed that the red light is no longer on. So
Hey, you know what? That's part of the fun.
it really is. It's like podcast roulette.
And you know what I like is right now you're so like video and stuff like that. You don't even know the mic's not even pointing at your.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Barely.
Then it
barely.
doesn't matter. Seriously, only barely. I'm like so. Oh wow, that's
See,
way loud.
Ooh, Wayne's World party on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then I'll take this time. It sounds like we've got no other small children that want to jump on
We
here.
we do not. We are
calling
guestless,
it, Mike.
and I am.
We are calling it.
We're done. We're tapping out with me because that's it. I have not procured any more guests for us.
When we put this out there, I want to know how many people want a Sean Buur episode because I feel like there's millions.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm going to go with probably you, maybe Derek.
Depending on the day.
Depending on the day. And, as I've said since, before episode 1 when we were talking about it, I will 100% be your backup. When someone does not deliver, I will try not to say the F word.
Yes.
Which is difficult because podcast is free. I do have a potty mouth, admittedly.
Nice.
And then on top of that, I will protect the names of the innocent and the not so innocent, and we will just go with allegedly.
Yes.
When we were in Marshalltown, Iowa, this happened.
and I feel like you're going to be in the room with me when we do the edit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with no. Yeah. Did I say Matt Johnson's name? Yeah. Don't scratch him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Don't use his name.
Sean Buur, seriously though,
Thanks for all your
appreciate
help.
you doing everything you've done here. The lights were provided by Sean. The attempted live was
the poorly executed
Yeah.
live was attempted by Sean.
and also let's thank the David Cole, who's not on camera, I think, right now, which is why he's hanging out.
He's not because the light's not on,
Yeah.
as we already established. yes.
David Cole, though, and e-karting news, we appreciate you guys jumping on board as well and being all part of it. And, of course, Andy Seeseman and all of COTA, and Maddie, who also is in camera, is in camera.
Who's technically not, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody who's actually paid attention, been a part of it. This was actually I didn't know it was going to happen. It was really cool to see all the different people pop up. It was really fun.
No, that was a lot of fun.
The interest from the children was higher than I thought.
Yeah.
And good interviews.
Yeah,
they actually brought something different than what we normally do, which is drinking and sarcasm.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Once again, if you were listening, we appreciate you listening. If you were here at the track and you wish we shut it off, well, you're going to get your wish here in about 1 minute. But seriously, thank you, everybody who's listened to the Full Caster podcast. Derek and I really enjoy the hell out of talking to you guys and getting all kinds of stories and stuff like that from everybody. If you're interested in being part of it, let us know. It's a lot of fun for us. You can go to search Full Caster podcast. We're on the Buzzsprout program, but you can also find it on any of the standard podcasting kind of deal. Once again, everybody, thank you so much. For Derek Escobar, I am Mike Smith, and we'll see you guys at the track.